has a video response to actually a rather recent string of videos of women, and I should say young women, putting up kind of racist videos. And I've chosen one in particular to answer, and it's my first video in regards to the Gainesville High School girls in Florida talk about African Americans and I guess their many faults in their supposedly racist video. And I'd like to address a few things that I thought were important. I'd like to dissect exactly what the girls said and what was supposedly racist about what they said first off. Secondly, I want to identify the double standards and the negative responses and the logic of the people that were commenting on them and saying their critiques, if you will, of their arguments. To really address this first issue of what they were saying, what was racist about it, they're not necessarily wrong in their conclusions. Before you go call me racist, hear me out. While they make generalizations and blanket statements that really are over their heads, they kind of include the whole. I think, for example, one of them said that, black people talk like this and they don't use real words, and that's not necessarily well, she didn't even make it say like it was a majority. She said it as it was a general, absolute statement. All black people are like this. And while those are wrong, I think that the gist of what she was saying came through, that in her particular area, which I guess is Gainesville High School, which demographics she gave were about 60% black, that there was a lot of ignorant black people. And though I'm now no one to judge, I've never been there, I've never done anything, based on her experiences, we can only assume that her assumptions have some kind of basis, because she wasn't wholeheartedly racist. Neither was her friend. They weren't saying, oh, all black people are dumb. They were saying our black people are dumb, the ones that we affiliate ourselves with every day. And that's who they were really making the video for, it seemed like to me. So, low battery. Alright, and I think the only thing that was really offensive about their video was the use of the N-word. And I'm sorry if I say it, because, I have to make, distinctions, so I'm sorry if you're offended by me saying it, or whatever. And so, I think if they had used more appropriate terms, more politically correct terms, I don't think there would be an uproar in the first place. I think if you had just made the distinction between educated and uneducated black people, no one would even care. Because you could say, educated black people do well, uneducated black people don't do well, and that would carry the same point. It's just that the use of a really inflammatory, really deep-seated hatred with this word, that this springs all these racist attacks and these attacks on them, and what was really not that racist of a rant. Really, I've heard more racist things in my lifetime. But that's not to say that, she's right. The general premise was that the majority of black people are dumb. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go away and say they're correct in saying that. But that argument can be applied to any race. You can say there's educated Hispanics, there's uneducated Hispanics, there's educated whites, there's uneducated whites. And obviously, the less intelligent, the less educated are going to be the drugs on society. And they're just going to bring the rest of us down. I don't see the racism in that. It's just truth. And the second thing I want to, kind of dissect is the nature of their backlash and the response from the community. The hate mail and the comments they're reading were full of racist comments, far more racist than anything they had said. The only thing I really found offensive in their video was the use of the word nigger. And, I hate saying it, but, people tend to think that we live in this colorblind society these days and that no one really pays attention to color. But I think it's important that we have these distinctions and we have these words, and that we don't just forget about them, because there's a lot of history in the words. And there's a lot of, culture in the words. And I think that's why black people, I guess in popular culture, tend to use that term with each other. Is that there's a lot of history in that word, and it can't just be left forgotten, regardless of its connotations. my point was, the people that were attacking them, even the media, they have these double standards. I was looking at a video immediately after watching theirs, and it was Chris Rock had a video, and he said he had a comedy routine. I guess it was 1996. I'm sure he still does it because he got quite a lot of laughs. It was difference between black people, and then he says niggos, and that video has almost 100% likes, over 300,000 views, and it's just that double standard that these girls say roughly the same thing, while a black man says something exactly the same thing. He used almost the exact comparisons that they did, and yet they're under fire, and he's just a comedian. And I still think that, even in the pretense of comedy, if it's something so serious that you're willing to send death threats to these girls, threaten their family, take them out of high school, basically change their lives, make them adults. I mean, they're not children anymore now. They've realized that, their actions have consequences, and they've probably learned that. That's probably maybe the best thing that's ever happened to them, this whole thing. And I think that, the backlash from the media in Gainesville high school, whatever district that is in Florida, I wouldn't know, Texas, it's just too much. These girls are victims. They're ignorant for the most part, but I still think they're being treated unfairly. They're what, maybe 15, 16 years old. It's the environment that they wish they grew up in. They grew up in this place where they feel that black people are uneducated. They feel like they're more sophisticated in speech and in other ways, and that's what they've grown up with. It reflects. It must be coming from somewhere, either the parents, the teachers, the media. Something has made them think that. They didn't come to those conclusions by themselves. They're what, 15? When I was 15, I only knew what my mom told me. You don't really start thinking for yourself. But that's my point. They're just girls, and I think people should start leaving them alone. But that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm not a professional in any way, and this is my first video, so what do I know? But if you watch, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, anything you'd like to add, I'd love to speak with intellectuals, preferably. Anything on the matter, just go ahead and send me whatever it is, comment, whatever. Thanks.